This timeline will go based off the times they show up first in the camping world. I also expect you to know by now what goes on, so I'll be skipping most of the storyline in the game. I'm just explaining the lore right now. A lot of people get this timeline wrong, so here's the actual timeline of when they appear. The first game in the timeline is The Mansion, which is now deleted, by the way. You were given an invitation to come to a mansion from a man named Jack Logan. Earlier, it's shown a girl named Emma Logan was hit by a car on TV. The person who hit her comes up later and is an important role in the story. Turns out, Jack invites the whole neighborhood for a chat, but only you end up coming. He starts lashing out on you and starts chasing you through random parts of the house. You eventually find yourself in a closet with what looks like the soul of Emma Logan, along with various scrap parts. So it's kind of like FNAF. The next game is The Hotel. A family of 5 whose father had hit Emma Logan was also invited to his house but never came. So instead, they go into a hotel. The soul of Emma Logan and Jack Logan himself end up following you, likely for revenge. A couple minutes later, after checking into your room, something horribly wrong happens downstairs, and you see a monster when you're in the elevator. You go back up into the same room together with your team. A couple seconds later, you hear a knock. It's the family of 5, and they just ask random questions about the place. You tell them about the monster, but they do not believe you. Later, you escape through a lava obby, which I don't know how they got that there, and then you go escape to the roof. There you have an epic boss battle. After this, you and the family of 5 call the cops. The family states they will be camping at Specky Woods, the setting for Camping 1. In Camping 1, you and your team travel the woods for resources. Upon researching, you see a note stating, a family of 5 had been found dead. The youngest son is unknown. The killer goes by the name of Zach Nolan, which is just Jack Logan under a different name. Later on, a character called Nightmare shows up. That's his son, by the way. He gets his leg chopped off by a bear trap because of park ranger Daniel and Steve, who you meet for the first time. Anyway, at the end, it turns out he was actually trying to help, and the reason he attacked you was because one of you were the killers. The backpack at the campground randomly selected a name, and that name was the one who was trying to kill you all. So now we know that the son is a good guy. In Camping 2, you are met by Park Ranger Daniel, the same Daniel who set up bear traps in the first game. He escorts you around for a bit, and then it turns night. Half the players in the server were sent to camps, and the other the shed. Zach Nolan pops up and starts chasing you with his prison outfit if you were sent to the camps. Since on the note it said he had been imprisoned, it makes sense why he has a prison outfit. But I don't know why he was chasing us, because we never did anything to him, but it's whatever. Considering you don't shoot Daniel in one of the scenes where you have a gun somehow, I don't know how you got that. Actually, no, it was probably because of Zach. Zach and Daniel have a chat, and the sun comes back and blocks Zach from reaching you, declaring his soul free. Camping 3 is a weird one. It starts in a snowy forest with Park Ranger Steve and Park Ranger Daniel. This is where we learn Steve's name. Minutes later, we can hear Steve crying in the middle of the woods, and then a robotic mouse shows up and eats him, and then he chases you with thunderstorms. Don't ask me, I don't know either. Anyway, this mouse is Zach Nolan's soul, shown by the note in this game, stating how Emma had made Zach's soul back as a robotic mouse. Anyway, near the end of the game, Emma and Jack fight you. You cannot win this battle, and they stuff you in a minecart, pushing you to the side of a cliff. But suddenly, the family of 4, I guess, because the son's... I don't know. This goes on for a bit, but they start pushing the cart back. Then Nightmare, or the son, resolves the conflict by stopping everybody. The father apologizes to Zach, and he accepts it. But the cart is still rolling, and Zach steps in to try and stop it. He succeeds with the stopping part, but he ends up falling off the cliff, marking the end of the camping timeline. This was really fun to make, since this sort of stuff really interests me. I hope this cleared any confusion on the lore of the game, since it is kind of confusing. Anyway, you should watch this video. It's also about camping, which is pretty cool. Anyway, bye.